A well-adjusted person is one who makes the same mistake twice without getting nervous. You should not have taken advantage of my sensibility to steal into my affections without my consent. A promise must never be broken. I never expect to see a perfect work from an imperfect man. Power over a man's subsistence is power over his will. Give all the power to the many, they will oppress the few. Give all the power to the few, they will oppress the many. People sometimes attribute my success to my genius. All the genius I know anything about is hard work. One great error is that we suppose mankind more honest than they are. Men give me credit for some genius. All the genius I have lies in this. When I have a subject in hand, I study it profoundly. Day and night, it is before me. My mind becomes pervaded with it. Then the effort that I have made is what people are pleased to call the fruit of genius. It is the fruit of labor and thought. Men often oppose a thing merely because they have had no agency in planning it, or because it may have been planned by those whom they dislike. It's not tyranny we desire, it's a just, limited federal government. The loss of liberty to a generous mind is worse than death. Remember, civil and religious liberty always go together. If the foundation of the one be sapped, the other will fall, of course. Hard words are very rarely useful. Real firmness is good for everything. Strut is good for nothing. Ambition without principle never was long under the guidance of good sense. I have thought it my duty to exhibit things as they are, not as they ought to be. No character, however upright, is a match for constantly reiterated attacks, however false. Learn to think continentally. The love for our native land strengthens our individual and national character. We must make the best of those ills which cannot be avoided. Americans, rouse, be unanimous, be virtuous, be firm, exert your courage, trust in heaven, and nobly defy the enemies both of God and man. Every nation ought to have a right to provide for its own happiness. The people are turbulent and changing. They seldom judge right or make good decision. I never expect to see a perfect work from an imperfect man. What is the most sacred duty and the greatest source of our security in a republic? An inviolable respect for the Constitution and laws. Self-preservation is the first principle of our nature. That experience is the parent of wisdom is an adage, the truth of which is recognized by the wisest as well as the simplest of mankind. Every individual of the community at large has an equal right to the protection of government. The art of reading is to skip judiciously. Nobody expects to trust his body overmuch after the age of 50. Divide et impera must be the motto of every nation that either hates or fears us. Common interest may always be reckoned upon as the surest bond of sympathy. Take mankind as they are, and what are they governed by? Their passions. Happy will it be for ourselves, and most honorable for human nature, if we have wisdom and virtue enough to set so glorious an example to mankind. Those who do not industrialize become hewers of wood and hawkers of water. Here, sir, the people govern. No person that has enjoyed the sweets of liberty can be insensible of its infinite value, or can reflect on its reverse without horror and detestation. Opinion, whether well or ill-founded, is the governing principle of human affairs. A nation has a right to manage its own concerns as it thinks fit. No man in his senses can hesitate in choosing to be free rather than a slave. Laws are a dead letter without courts to expound and define their true meaning and operation. Men are rather reasoning than reasonable animals, for the most part, governed by the impulse of passion. That there may happen cases in which the national government may be necessitated to resort to force cannot be denied. Here, sir, the people govern. Here they act by their immediate representatives. The desire of reward is one of the strongest incentives of human conduct. The best security for the fidelity of mankind is to make their interest coincide with their duty. Industry is increased, commodities are multiplied, agriculture and manufacturers flourish, and herein consists the true wealth and prosperity of a state. The obscurity is much oftener in the passions and prejudices of the reasoner than in the subject.